कर देंगे, बुला लीजिए, बोले यहीं पे सर्विंग कर देंगे। कोई नहीं है? ओके, बुला लीजिए, बुला लीजिए। और यस, ओके, हरे कृष्णा। यस, टीम मेंबर्स वहां बैठेंगे सब। हाँ, आपका टीम रेडी है? किधर? हाँ ठीक है, जो भी टीम मेंबर्स क्या है सब, तो कुर्सी तो खाली पड़ा है। ये पड़ा है, मैं ये रखिए आप। ओके हरे कृष्णा, आप सब टीम मेंबर आ गए? यस, विल स्टार्ट। आई एम देयर। डिवोटीज आप स्टार्ट करेंगे तो धीरे धीरे और डिवोटीज आ जाएंगे। हाँ, यहाँ पे स्टॉप वॉच चाहिए हमको, माधव सुंदर प्रभु।
हरे कृष्णा।
और किसी का फोन थोड़ा यहाँ पे डालिए, उसको ये कर दीजिए साइलेंट मोड या उसमें, और डिस्प्ले रहे, और स्टॉप वॉच स्टार्ट कीजिए। ऐसा नहीं, ऐसा फॉर पोर्ट्रेट में कीजिए, पोर्ट्रेट में। हाँ, वो पोर्ट्रेट है तो लैंडस्केप कीजिए। हाँ, हाँ, ओके, स्टार्ट कर दीजिएगा जब वो स्टार्ट करें। ओके हरे कृष्णा, रिक्वेस्ट everyone to please pay attention to the next presentation, emotional health care for Grihasthas. Okay hare krishna, yes please start.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We have chosen a topic, Grihastha, uh, emotions, healthcare. Um, and before starting this presentation, I would like to introduce my team who has put collective efforts in making this presentation. I would start with Her Grace Sriji Radha Mataji, Her Grace Geeta Preeti Mataji, Her Grace Naval Sundari Mataji, Her Grace Bhakti Bhav Mataji, Her Grace Vana, Vana Vihari Mataji, and His Grace Gaurang Nidhi Prabhu, His Grace Parth Govind Prabhu, His Grace Radha Rasbihari Prabhu, and myself, Mayapur Naman Das. So I will hand over mic to Mataji so that she'll start the presentation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving this opportunity. And this course is really well. So we are learning in these days this wonderful thing, devotee care. So now our topic is emotional health for Grihasthas communities. So there is already, sorry, I can see the laptop, so that's why I have to. So actually, my business. Uh, so the vision is already given by the GBC. Every devotee is especially happy and materially well situated. So this is already given by GBC. So nothing much to say about it. And next, every devotee's needs, seek, and expense. And here is the mission: ensure uh, the Vaishnava's virtue and care provided all aspects of ISKCON society. So this is the mission and vision. And our mission is ISKCON Juhu as emotionally balanced, spiritually strong, and mutually supportive Grihasthas families. So now I would like to call Geeta Preeti Mataji for next shloka. Hare Krishna.
This shloka is quoted in Mahabharat Anushasan Parva. Yatha mataram ashritya sarve jivanti jantavaha tatha gruhashramam prapya sarve jivanti shashramaha. So how a child is groomed in the from the womb of a mother till it becomes independent. Likewise, the Grihastha ashram is the ashram which supports the whole of the all ashramas. It supports Grihastha ashram itself, and also brahmachari, vanaprastha and sannyasis are supported by Grihastha ashram. It not only supports, it also gives because it also gives birth to brahmacharis, uh, and so it is a complete foundation of the community. Also, so strong. It being a foundation, if it is strong in any community, it can emotionally strong. Then it can really help. So how, so understanding that why we understood that why Grihastha is so important, that it supports, it connects and it supports all community, and it gives birth to all ashramas, and it also nurtures them. So likewise, then this emotionally stable Grihastha community is very important. So how can we do it? So it is the shloka, was fourth shloka from Nectar of Instruction. Dadati pratigruhnati guhyam akhyati pruchati bhungte bhojayate chaiva shadvida priti lakshanam. So basically, for emotional bonding, one need to be all the grihastha should give in charity. They should accept in charity. They should also speak with each other. They should reveal their heart. They should, if someone has something to, so there should be a lots of listening, which we speak about active listening. That's why that's how Prabhuji was saying that listening is very important, which can make a big difference. So they should give time to each other. They should listen. Also, they should honor prasad. They should give prasadam, or uh, they should be offering prasadam, and they should be accepting prasadam. So these are the preeti lakshanam. So that way, and on all these six exchanges, the common thing is, coming together, listening the heart. So this listening, emotional, which really is at a core. Listening, active listening is at a core of all these six principles. So they all come together and they listen to each other, so that way they can emotionally bond together and become a strong Grihastha community to support all ashramas. Thank you. Sam. Now the what will be covered by His Grace Radha Rasi Hari.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So what is the emotional healthcare for Grihastha community? So we are serving Krishna, and we want to cultivate the concept of awareness among the devotees, the Grihastha devotees, and we want to have a nurturing, loving, and respectful relationship amongst the family members and amongst the other uh, Grihastha devotees. And last is through counseling system and through the guidance of the senior devotees and the professional counseling systems, we can take help and we can have a extended care and for the emotional health issues. So our mission statement for the emotional health care for the Grihastha community is to strengthen the ISKCON Juhu Grihastha community by fostering emotional well-being and harmonious relationship amongst the Grihasthas and the Krishna-centric homes, and exemplifying devotional and mutual care. So if there is a mutual care amongst the devotees, then they can engage better in the service of Krishna. So the GBC Devotee Care Committee has given the 12 recipient for the devotee care, and we have taken the Grihastha community, and the specific topic for the Grihastha community, we have taken the healthcare, emotional, mental healthcare topic. And now Parth Govind Prabhuji will explain the why for the healthcare. Huh? Oh, sorry.
transform myself.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhu. I'm a bit nervous. I don't know why. So, these are the principles of devotee care, and we have in context of uh, Grihastha. So we have Vaishnava Seva, loving relationship, attentive listening, and positive sense of belonging. And the most important thing is attentive listening. So that is the key. So there are multiple reasons. So we have just highlighted, the only the relevant, most prominent ones for the lack of emotional care, like individual empowerment, and insufficient training education. That I know this is we are not aware that this is very important need, emotional need. So that lack of awareness and insufficient training and education that has to be cultivated. Why emotional healthcare is focus assessment is very important. So it's basically the foundation of any community, because if you see the percentage, it's very 80%. All the Grihastha community uh, within our movement, and it promotes peace and harmony in the devotional practice, and also which prevents burnout and sustain inspiration. In sense, devotees are like, if we don't get that emotional support, they are just bogged down with lot of anxieties. So that burnout ratio, we can cut down those burnout ratio, and we can inspire them really. And eventually, what we are doing is we are giving Krishna's compassion through care. Krishna is very pleased when we care the devotees. These are some quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam. Householder life is perfect when live together in mutual understanding, perform the duties, and worshipping the Supreme Lord. Krishna conscious proper marriage is not based on sin, but rather mutual cooperation, husband and wife, for making advancement in spiritual life and also for raising Krishna conscious children. So this is some professional quote which I have taken from the greatest gift you can give someone is your presence, your full attention and open heart. A very relevant one, in sense, if you have, again, that even the materialistic outside world, they give emphasis on attentive attention, full attention, and with an open heart, without any prejudice or without any judgmental. This for thick net hand is the one. And second quote is, secure love is not about dependence, it's about being deeply emotionally connected and knowing that you are not alone in this world. So basically, we are making aware that you are not, we are with you. You are not alone in this world. You are not struggling. We are also there with you as an extended family. Yeah. Okay, so the personal experience, positive, like the young Grihastha couple was there, remember? And there were few misunderstandings. And this is also part of, we, as a, for Grihastha emotional thing, there would be different categories, like in sense, Grihastha, newly married, marriage for 20 years, they have their own set of issues, challenges. And this young Grihastha couple were had some misunderstanding, and then through guided communications and some reflection about the Krishna consciousness, they learned to listen before reacting, and then eventually there was some disagreements were sorted out. So those kind of positive experience we have. And there is also negative experience. Sometimes devotees get married and then they have their own expectation. For example, I've seen that saying, "Oh, I thought Prabhu would do Mangalarti, get up at 4 o'clock, but eventually sleeping on the bed you know. So those kind of expectations, and then Prabhu would say, "Oh, now after marriage, she's Maya for me," you know, like that. So all kind of extremism we have seen there in Grihastha life. So in that misconfiguration, eventually there was a bad experience. There was no one to actually guide them, and it went into a, and it got distanced, and they went to a mutual divorce, unfortunately. So that was a kind of a negative experience. Now who? It's actually truly caring for others, you know. It's basically it's an heart-to-heart dealing. It's not a superficial thing between devotees. We need to have a heart-to-heart connection. And we when we say we truly care for others, we mean it's not a superficial thing. We are not externally saying it should come from our heart. Yeah. And we should empower individuals because they need to understand the emotional quotient behind. The spirituality is there, Krishna is there, but we have to make them aware that empower the individuals to understand that we can't be rigid. We have to include this emotional thing in our society. Again, listen well. I'm accessible. I'm open. You can approach me. I'm a non-judgmental person. So your body language and your way you present, it should be like people should understand you're approachable and they are secured, and that way. How? That's just how. Okay, so we did a bit of SWOT analysis again. So we have strengths. We have well-established congregation. We have in our good well-established congregation. We can use that existing infrastructure to leverage this emotional well-being, and we have, of course, leadership support, and we have all senior Grihastha devotees who can really mentor us. And weakness again. It's still like it's limited awareness. When you talk about this in the community, I could still sense it. They would always be, they shy away from this one, saying that emotional health is okay. Krishna is here. Why do we need? So that kind of limited awareness, and of course, we don't have a trained facilitators actually trained to make them aware. So we have the lag of and hesitation to open up. That is a major thing what we have seen, because people are very scared. Devotees are very scared to open up because of being judged, and the trust factor needs to be developed. So there hesitation. So we have seen that weakness, limited integration with professional support. Again, we need to have that awareness that we need to seek professional support wherever required. Okay, so that integration should be there. And opportunities, okay, you can have the existing framework, existing counsel and mentorship framework which we have. Mentorship means we can use that existing framework and we can avail of devotee professional. We know there are a lot of devotee professionals who have that qualification in our community. We can use it. And leadership support for devotee culture, we can use that. Digital platforms for care and connection, we can use Zoom and all kind of platform. Threats, growing materialism and lifestyle pressures, because we have got a lot of social pressures and lifestyles, which is a lot of threats coming, family drifting from spiritual values because of the social media and all the stuff. Financial restraints, a lot of EMIs, burdens are going on, so that is affecting the family, which was previously not there. So KRA is awareness and education and strengthening Grihastha relationship, promoting holistic and balancing family life. So awareness and education, training and trainer means we would get trained by a professional trainer, and we would in turn train other leaders to train. So that is we have, and then we'll have build a network of devotee professional within our community, and 6 months period what we are targeting, and devotee care members, senior devotees. We'll carry to balancing. This is within our community, within congregations. What we'll have occasional seminars, mentoring, and focused on family harmony, self-care, and we would get some camps, yatra, because basically we'll have a kind of a bonding. That bonding has to be developed between the devotees, so that so we will have that kind of sessions in the yatras, and we'll have some games so that the bonding would increase like that. So evaluation annual goal, level training sessions for leaders. What is 70% attendance of the training section? What we are evaluating as annual goals, and monthly we are targeting 50 families as a common saga to do an emotional bonding for 50 families in 2026, and we would assess them to see how far they have reached using some assessment kind of thing. We'll see how actually it has made their impact on their lives, how they are well nourished, and how they are progressing in spiritual life as well. So that kind of assessment we will be doing. And again, forcible challenge, fear of judgment, I spoke yesterday, and the condition building a confidence building within them. And we have also challenges multi-language, speaking English speaking, we have Hindi and Marathi, those congregations too. So, that would be a kind of a challenge, how we could gel each of the congregations over there. And of course, there's a lot of Grihastha community because it requires a lot of effort. It's not like we are preaching to a group. It requires a personal attention again. It's very difficult to cater a large Grihastha because it requires personal attention, because we need more trained mentors for that. Sorry. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Yes, questions, please. No, that's yes.
Very nice presentation. So that end 50 families you said. So that 50 families target, what is it? That
50 family in sense, a family, 50, we will target 50 families. We will see the potential which families are there, which we can, see. We would see what the families have the problems. We can see that we can nourish them. We can educate them. If there are any personal issue, they can approach us. So we would see 50 families will initially.
what will be the mode of approaching you? What you have thought about it? No, that the emotional family, like emotional counseling you are giving. So they must be a devotee only, and who have not got so far any emotional touch or something. For them, how this will be communicated? Means they have to approach you for any type of this type of counseling.
We are dealing with healthcare. Okay.
Repeat the question he has asked.
Approaches. What are the platforms through the Grihastha community can approach the whatever?
Yes.
Grihastha devotees can approach the team of the devotee care for the healthcare. So we are specifically targeting the healthcare issue. Then we will target devotees who are struggling with the healthcare issues, and we will target them and healthcare emotional issues, and then we will try to help them.
Correction. It was emotional. I mean, a lot of families are going emotional turmoil. So those families will always have that communication open to the devotees fraternity. That we are. I mean, we'll have a trained professional. Of course, we'll have to have that trainers in place. So we'll always announce them. These are the group of that communication would happen, and then devotees could approach us for guidance for the emotional support.
Good. I like that train the trainer, that concept. We have to really work on that.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Take the mic and speak. No, it would have recorded. Take the mic and speak.
Okay. You mentioned that the digital platform, each and every Grihastha doesn't follow the digital platform. Then how you will train to that your plan to them?
So that depends. So we'll categorize. I mean, it would be very hard. I mean, nowadays everyone has smartphones and then they have access to digital platform. And there were very few devotees. In that case, we will definitely go for an offline session. We will have open offline sessions here, or any devotee's place. We can have it. Not a problem.
Some of the cases, what happens, when a devotee is emotionally affected, it doesn't feel to visit the temple. And most of the cases they don't want to retain. Most of the cases you don't able to retain that devotee also.
The thing we have to develop the trust. Okay, that is the key thing. If you don't trust me, or then that opposite person won't be willing to open up, would shy away from me, he won't approach me. So initial would be that what I said, we would be very open, and the body language, everything, all the communication, we have a framework, everything would be designed in a such way so that that confidence is being to devotees. And then they would see that we had made an impact to other devotees' life, and by then they would see, okay, it is working for them, let me also approach them like that.
Then you are going to like to say that you are going for some of the psychological study, everything for that devotee and prepare the plan.
Yeah, we will seek a professional help wherever required, because some things which is beyond our control and we are not professionals, so we will definitely take assistance from the professional seekers if at all required. If it is can be handled by the way Krishna conscious philosophies and personal care, personal touch, that's okay. We feel if there is an intervention required, definitely we'll take seek. Like it's got desire tree as a calling system, we say.
And they can seek help. During lockdown, ISKCON Desire Tree started this system of calling. If you need some help, mental health, yeah, still it is going. So like that, we can have for ISKCON.
So we have in this context, we have also kind of those who are on the verge of giving up the life, they have opened up a hotline kind of thing. So that way we can do that. We can have that kind of approach for the online platform devotees.
Thank you very much.
NOI 4 quotation. Other one. NOI 4. You quoted next instruction you quoted, no? Yes. So how this fitting quote for this presentation?
Yeah, see, basically, Goswami Guhyam Akyati Prachati.
This is the general code for applicable for all ashramas, all devotees.
Yeah, all ashramas.
Yeah, this is applicable for all ashramas, so we agree. But for Grihasthas, these are the ways, whatever platforms we are creating for Grihasthas, they are going to come together and have these 6 loving exchanges. And through that, there will be active listening, and they are going to open up. So because like you said, because many times devotees, like they go away from Krishna consciousness and they don't open up. So maybe then someone who has been close to them and invite them over prasad, or then gradually. So these are the gateway. So whatever it may be, whatever like he was asking, what medium. So it can be online, and online is one thing, but offline these are the ways we can connect with Grihasthas, can come together, and they can have a strong bonding.
To be more precise, because I would say the offline bonding is the most, successful way of dealing with devotees. When you have a eye-to-eye contact, when you serve them personally, that makes a huge impact, rather than doing an online. I always prefer to have a offline kind of thing.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the nice discussion. So, okay, so this is, there are twice we have what is devotee care? It's twice. First in the beginning and then again. Okay, let's go through the PPT. So what is devotee care? It begins with what is devotee care, and then we have the ISKCON's vision and mission statement, which is good. And Mataji's name, Shriji. Shriji Radha Mataji presented that. A little nervous, probably, but it's okay. But yeah, so but we should actually say that this is the GPC vision, but we should explain with the so that the whomever we are presenting, they understand and buy the vision basically. So we have to emphasize that here is a very profound vision, the GBC, talking of that we want every devotee to be spiritually happy like that, right? So therefore, we have to like uh, be convinced of this vision and emphasize on that. So, but still, you did properly explain the vision and the mission statement. That's good. So now this vision statement, actually, this vision is a part of strategic plan. This vision. So this vision should not have come here. So after the vision and the mission statement, we need 12 areas and 12 recipients as per the template I shared. So there's some sequence has got disturbed. But fine. This quote is very good. Where this quote should be in general, this is all under why scripture, importance of devotee care. So I thought why has started. After why, I said okay now Prabhu will explain what is devotee care. I said this quote is all the scriptural quotes are why devotee should be cared for usually. So we went to somewhere these quotes should be used for the why, but they are in the beginning. Both quotes are good. In general, the loving exchanges foster emotional health care. So this in that way, this quote is very appropriate. And of course, here Gohimakati Prachiti and attentive listening automatically also comes as given in the six important principles of devotee care. So yes, okay. Now see again, as far as what is devotee care is concerned, this is a bit additional. So what is devotee care? Is 12 variant or recipient vision and mission statement of ISKCON, as we have seen all the presentation. So this is the what is emotional care for cancer communities. These are some additional thoughts. Basically, you are elaborating on. Um, so these all can be put under again under our strategic plan and under the care and the goals that these are our areas to focus on in some of the goals. All that should be covered. So the sequence needs to be corrected over here. And mission statement, I will not go into that. We just need the mission statement of ISKCON in the what. Fine, so 12 areas or recipients come over here. Why is good? These principles have been well highlighted. And fine, you put it all the 21 and then highlighted 2, 3. Okay, so you could mention there are 21 reasons for, if you are putting, then you could mention there are several reasons overall for the lack of devotee care, but amongst that we identify 2 reasons for the lack of emotional health care. You could mention that. Otherwise, what are the others? 10, it remains vague, and there are not 10. Okay, you have put only 10 out of 21. Or you could just put those more readable. Fine. Okay, so then uh, fine. These are some additional reasons why devotee care is important. These are also well thought of. Um, okay, this is good. This quote is also relevant to emotional health care. Talks of relationships as one of the KRA is strengthening relationships, and relationships have a direct connection with emotional well-being. So this is good. And Prabhupada talks of cooperation between husband and wife. Uh, that's also a relevant quote. professional theory. mm, These are also good, well-selected quotes. And then the shared experience of Grihastha who received the proper guidance and they dealt with each other. And the negative experience is also well covered. The who again, I would say just select the relevant ones and put them because too many lines on a slide are also not good in presentation. Presentation should have minimum on the slide. Yeah, otherwise uh, it's called a distraction. So the good presentation means minimum on the slide, bold font, very readable, and you explain. So that improvement can be done, and leadership. This is continue. Then these are the only relevant ones basically. These highlighted. Others are all there in the student handbook and copy pasted. Fine. So we don't need not have so many slides and so much content. Strategic plan, fine, good. The SWOT analysis well done. So the before SWOT analysis is the vision statement which you put in the what. That should come over here. Right? The 6-step strategic plan. And then the SWOT analysis is good. The areas are well identified. The educational, the trainings also have been well identified over here. The goals and this also, the goals have been well set for the KRA2 also. And after that comes actually the foreseeable challenges, not the evaluation. So the format has already been given to you. There are several places the format has gone here and there. So that needs improvement. So before that comes the foreseeable challenges, then the contingency plan, and then the annual goal. So this slide should be before. This slide should be before. Okay, so fine. Overall, it's a well thought out presentation for the uh, emotional health care of the Grihasthas. Right? And as I already said, it's quite surprising if you see when we did a survey, there is only one team we got 1 mark for emotional health care. But actually, we have 2 presentations for emotional health care for brahmacharis or grasta, right? So then probably we realize later, later realize that actually this is important and we should do this. While we are doing that, while we are asking you to prioritize, it may not click, but later it may click. So gradually our plans can evolve. Gradually the plans can evolve. When we start doing it, there's some plan. When we start acting, then we realize actually we missed out something which is important, which this should be catered to. So that's obviously uh, the case. So therefore, at least we have put a good amount of thought over here in all these presentations, and what we need is that uh, we need some devotees who can work on this and achieve 1 or 2 goals in a year, which is very much doable. And in this way, we can continue to progress in this direction and expand these initiatives across the congregation. So therefore, I would like to congratulate this team for putting up this nice presentation, and I hope, wish, and pray that you all continue and bring this presentation into practical reality. Hare Krishna. Okay, so yes. Oh, बुला के लाइए, बड़े घर पे। Okay, it's coming. Okay, so the next team can be please ready. The team members, please take the seat. Open your presentation. So we have since the presentation, next presentation is physical health care for leaders. So I've requested Braj Hari Prabhu and Mukund Madha Prabhu to also come and join and give feedback. How did they find the presentation? They both are senior leaders. हाँ हाँ, ये लीजिए, ऑफरिंग करवा दिया है, ऑफरिंग इज डन। और नाम कौन लिखेगा? अभी देख है, लिख दिया ना। Yes, sir. Good, 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 perfect. Hare Krishna. Yes. Okay, so let's have a 2 minute kirtan. Okay, कुछ call ले रहे हैं? Okay, call. Uh, someone will lead the kirtan just till Braj Hari Prabhu and Mukund Madhav Prabhu comes. So just yeah, a short kirtan. As soon as they come, we will start the presentation.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna. So I request all devotees to please take your seats. Yes, and I want to welcome and thank Braj Hari Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So yes, thank you for taking out time. So we are having last presentation for the day, which is the one of the team said we want to care for the leaders. They have made a presentation, a devotee care plan for the leaders, and also amongst them there are all also senior devotees who are themselves in a leadership role in this Juhu, but they want to care for senior leaders. So they are going to make this presentation so that your presence will be very valuable. So we'll start. Bhupan Madhav is also joining us in the meantime. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So Krishna is saying in Gita, 3rd chapter, Yad Yad Achrati Shrestha Tat Tat Devatara Jana Sayat Pramanam Kurte Lokastad Anuvartate. So Krishna himself is establishing the supremacy of leaders, and whenever we have some problems, some troubles in our spiritual life, we look towards the leaders. So leaders are our real wealth, and we are trying to take care of the health of our real wealth, the leaders. So uh, So GBC felt a need of devotee care in ISKCON, and that's why they came with the mandate that for devotee care that Hare Krishna.
One of the team has made a presentation to care for the senior leaders. So therefore, I have invited both of you to please hear and bless their plan. Okay, so we'll start.
So GBC felt a great need of devotee care in ISKCON, and that's why they formed a devotee care committee. And this committee came up with the mandate for devotee care, which is the vision. So the vision is every devotee in ISKCON is spiritually happy and materially well situated positively, and they identify ISKCON as a caring society, as well as each devotee is able to self-help, means able to identify his problems and then help himself, and then able to seek help in the within the society, qualified help, and as well as he is able to extend that help positively. So the mission which was given by GBC is that to ensure the Vaishnava virtue of care, it pervades within the ISKCON society, as well as it supports and provides care for special uh, devotee care for providing the emotional, physical, social needs of the devotees. So after 2 years of extensive research, the devotee care committee, they found out these 12 recipients of devotee care, in which we have chosen the leaders and senior devotees. And there are 12 areas of devotee care in which we have chosen the health care, physical, for the physical help of the leaders and senior devotees. So I would like to invite Nitai Madhav Prabhuji Nitai Jivan Prabhuji to continue with the presentation.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Shantivardhan Prabhu, for giving us nicely putting down all the points as to what is the mandate given by GBC as well as the vision and mission, and the areas, as well as um, the recipients, as well as the areas to whom this mandate applies. So we'll see that why are we focusing on healthcare for leaders and leaders and senior devotees in our society. So these are the broad principles, and out of these principles, we see that through Srila Prabhupada's personal example, that how he took care of his leaders. We were referring to a letter where he wrote to Raya Rama that our we don't focus on you know upkeeping our body, but because our body is used in Krishna's service, it is very essential to keep our body healthy. This is a letter he wrote on 9th of February to Raya Rama. And then similarly, taking care of leaders and senior devotees comes in Vaishnava Seva, develops a loving relationship with the movement and the society, positive sense of belonging to ISKCON, where they served their entire life. So that's very important. And because the leaders have led from the front, it passes on a mood to the next generation that, yes, when we give our life, this is how we'll be taken care. So these are principles, reasons. Why are we coming up with this? Reasons why leadership is lacking or healthcare leadership is lacking. Prima facie is because we see there is a denial of or self-neglect because we are so involved in our services. Leaders are so involved in their services. That overall, there is a neglect on personal upkeep, and even if there is advice given, there is a resistance to change. जैसे हर साल हर फीस्ट में हम पनीर खाते आ रहे हैं तो why should we change that? या हम सालों से refined oil use करें तो हम cold press oil भी use करें. So things like that. Short term vision, your short term vision has been highlighted because leaders, as Shantiadan Prabhu mentioned, are our wealth. If their health deteriorates, then their services will also become short term. So we want them to be for a longer time. So that's how these are the reasons that lack for leadership in healthcare. We see a wonderful example. In fact, we see many examples from the Shastra. This is an example where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is sitting with Haridas Thakur, and once he saw Haridas Thakur that he was chanting very slowly. So he went to Haridas Thakur and said, "My dear Haridas, you need not chant now like the way you used to chant, because you have transcended the modes of material nature. You've already perfected yourself." But Haridas Thakur said, "Why are you doing this to me? Why are you taking my service away?" But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes sure that he daily sent prasadam for Haridas Thakur. So this is how we took care of the leaders. Similarly, we see recently His Holiness Kadambakaran Maharaj, when he departed from this world in his glorification, His Holiness Jaya Advaita Swami Maharaj mentioned that I met him before leaving a few days before, and I told him he was struggling to even chant one round. I told him, Prabhu, you need not, or Maharaj, you need not chant 16 rounds. You just chant 16 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and that is equivalent to chanting 16 rounds. And with tears in his eyes, Kadambakaran Maharaj said that, "Why are you taking this privilege away from me?" So, but as a very senior leader, Jayadutta Maharaj, as his guru, he cared for him. So this is what we see in our scriptures as well. We see Srila Prabhupada's quote. This is a wonderful quote. Would somebody like to read from the Shambhu Vishnu? We have the mic. Can you please read this quote out?
It is important to keep the body fit and healthy so that we will not meet the obstacle of ill health while serving Krishna. Ill health may hinder one's service, so we want to avoid it as much as possible.
Yes, this is a letter by Srila Prabhupada, 19 June 1975, that ill health will spoil our service. Similarly, we see many references. This is mentioned by Devika Devi Dasi, that leaders are carrying a vast responsibility and burden in the society on their shoulders. So the leaders deserve all the care and nourishment they can get in order to serve their dependency nicely. If the leaders of our movement don't receive such ongoing nourishment, then their spiritual advancement will be choked and become stagnant. Maharaj also mentioned, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, that we should take care of devotees nicely, those who have especially given their lives for ISKCON. And to not just talk about our devotee community, but also in the professional world, how this is equally given importance to. So there is a study which mentions that 90% of the adult population, they suffer from chronic disease, and 78% of them are actually having multiple chronic conditions. So there is a beautiful analysis which is given that for every 1 rupee invested in the healthcare of a senior management, the return return is actually 3 to 4 rupees, because the productivity and gains of that particular leader increases multifold. So it is not just that emphasis is given in the spiritual environment, but also in the outside profession world. And a personal experience, this is a negative experience. There was a stalwart leader in our community once who was overburdened with so many responsibilities that eventually that led him to leave the society. Of course, I will not take names, location. And there's a positive experience this I personally witnessed while Guru Maharaj was here. So we see this from both these pictures that we see that Maharaj, though living a very hectic schedule, and in the end also finding it very difficult to walk or speak with a low volume, he would continue his morning walks and even take advantage of governmental facilities that are provided in the parks. So you see Maharaj using that. So this is this is a photo from Juhu. So we are not just talking about morning like somewhere else, but within Juhu, we see every time during Maharaj around 9 a.m., 8:39 was a standard time to go out and walk. Further, to explain us who leads this, I would request Hridaya Prabhu to please come and address us.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So now that we've understood what devotee care towards healthcare is, we've understood and we've presented why is it important. And of course, this picture says it all. Why is it required? Because he is leading by example. So there's not much to be said. However, um, for the esteemed leaders here, what we would like to also put upon is how um, leaders can take this and imbibe in their daily seva. First, what we understand is as leadership, as as we all as leaders are in some kind of leadership and some service obligation, we should understand that we have to have correct priorities. Not taking away the priorities are wrong, but compromising the health may not help in the long run. So once we happen to have His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj here and Bhakti Rasamrit Swami Maharaj here once in Juhu. And I was with Narottam Priya Prabhu talking, and that's when Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj came. And then the first thing he asked Narottam Priya Prabhu, so Prabhu, hope you're doing in good health. And after he left, I was just chatting with Narottam Priya Prabhu, and he narrated to me how painstakingly he would conduct all his preaching program in IIT and neglecting his health during his younger days. And we forget to realize that we need to slow down a little and correct our priorities so that there is the third advantage is demonstrate the long-term vision. So until and unless we prioritize our health, we'll not be able to understand that we'll be able to serve longer. And of course, the second point is about how we as devotee care team for healthcare would like to create some systems and structure to remind all our leaders how care is important and why it is important to protect our energies in the younger days. And like Nitaji Prabhu very amazingly described everything, I'd like to read what he said verbatim, what Prabhupada meant. There's one specific point that I'd like to stress upon, where Prabhupada said that we should always remember that our body is not for sense gratification. It is for Krishna's service only. And to render very good, sound service to Krishna, we should not neglect the upkeep of the body. So it's all about service to Krishna. And hence it is very, very important that we maintain our health and the upkeep of our body. Right? To further elaborate on how we can do this, what kind of measures we can take, practically what actions we can take, and what action plan we would like to chalk further to take this forward, I'd like to again invite Nitai Jivan Prabhu to
share on how we can implement this.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, Hriday bro. So now we come to the how section of how we're going to implement this further. So this is our vision statement being the Radharasveri temple. So Shri Radharasveri temple has a healthy and a physically cared for leaders. Leaders are uh, taking care nicely here. These are certain analysis that we made with respect to strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So we see that our temple actually is appreciated in its infrastructure facilities, which are provided very nicely here. Along with that, there is a support for everything that is provided in terms of its financials as well. And Prabhupada always also likes staying here, so there's a favorable weather. But I remember His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj mentioning that Delhi is sometimes very extremely hot or extremely cold. But over here in Mumbai, the weather always remains, moderate. And similarly, Prabhupada used to like Hawaii because it was also a beach side. It was a coastal area, and there are adequate resources, and especially we have blessed with a wonderful farm, so we get good quality dairy products which come to our cow stall every day morning. So we have access to that, and along with that, certain weaknesses that we find leaders taking it up as a matter of priority because they are so engaged. Being in Prabhupada's office, in office everybody is busy. Similarly, over here, leaders at times may give less priority, and as well as this may happen due to awareness. So this healthcare committee team is wanting to take this initiative to create more awareness, and often they consider it as self-indulgence. Along with that, certain opportunities that we have is considering ISKCON Jew has been here for more than now close to 50 years. We're celebrating in 2028. There are a lot of resources or industry experts that we have access to, and we always can invite them, and we have done that in the previous. Also, we have sun and sand. I'm not talking about the hotel, but I'm talking about the sun and the sand nearby. Because so we have, like Prabhupada used to go daily morning for a morning walk on the beach. Similarly, we have access to parks. Now parks do have certain gyms, like we saw Maharaj doing. So these are some wonderful opportunities and threats. Of course, due to Mumbai being a metropolitan city, there has been an increase in the pollution standards. So there has been a issue with air pollution, and one inevitably gets access to poor quality of food if people eat outside of temple environment. And also, the city life always keeps certain pressure because it's in the mode of passion. So the leaders may also sometimes feel to be up early and stay late till night. So these things do impact us. Hence, we have come up with certain key result areas that we are focusing on, and some of them are the ongoing healthcare initiatives. When we mean ongoing, means the ones that we want to start and keep them going for a longer time. So, and a healthier diet plan, the physical support system. So create environments which are more physically viable. So the first goal, which I think we have set for the KRA, is the ongoing healthcare initiatives. So we'll conduct biannually healthcare checkups for all our leaders, set up ways in which we can conduct exercise and physical schedule, a physical exercise schedule for a weekly plan, and also have alternative medical treatment options which can be done quarterly through sessions. By when we want to start this? By the 1st of April 2026, and Her Grace Parajat Mataji would be taking care of this from the healthcare team. The second KRA that we want to ensure is a healthier diet. So ensuring that there is a monthly inspection of good quality raw materials in the kitchen department. That's very important. And then encourage diet plans. So we have an expert dietitian coming and advising the devotees quarterly on that. We want to implement this from the 1st of May, and this will be taken care by His Grace Chaitanya Prabhu from the committee care team. And lastly, the physical support system. So we want to provide a physical care. We are planning to make a physical care team in 1 month's time from this today's presentation, and have exercise and yoga schedules in 3 months, and have an expert trainer in the temple on a daily basis. So not rely on some online videos, but having an expert who is there face to face. We want to implement this by 1st of June, and I'll try to serve devotees being a part of this committee. Coming up, certain challenges that we look forward to while we achieve this areas goals are the lack of priority on procrastination. Basically, we may delay it. Many times we see that leaders delay it because there is marathon ke baad there is Ramnami ke baad there is Akshaya Tritiya, Chandan Yatra, things like that. We may procrastinate. So management needs to make it mandatory for certain tier of leaders that they have to take this up. And second challenge that we see, there's a feast culture. At least 15 days make bar there is a feast culture because we have so many festivals in our Gaudiya Vaishnav calendar. So that feast culture leads the contingency plan that we have made is to restrict our intake of unhealthy food. You may have a feast, but restrict the intake. And the last but not the least is motivation to access physical. There may be somebody may feel मैं क्यों जाऊँ कोई physical activity करने के लिए. In that case, then one has to go through a mandatory sabbatical. You may take a break for some time and then go through a physical schedule because you were not otherwise accessing it. So to meet all these challenges and the plans, we have made these annual goals. We want to conduct healthcare checkup for leaders. 70% of the leaders we wish to cover them, and that's in the first year. By the second year, we want to cover all of them. And the next one is having monthly check of the raw materials at the kitchen facility and arrange quarterly recreational facilities. So it's very important that we have recreation facilities conducted on quarterly basis. So this brings us to the end of our presentation, and we conclude with this wonderful photo from the 40th anniversary, where prima facie all the leaders are there. So as Shantian Prabhu reiterated in the beginning, that leaders, health is wealth, and leaders are our real wealth. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So I would like to invite for Q&A His Grace Narottam Priya Prabhu as well.
Anyone can answer. There are questions. Fine. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we can have one or two questions. Then after that, I will request in case Bajhari Prabhu and Kudmada Prabhu has joined us to share their input. How did they find this presentation, or they would like to say something about it? Right? So their input will be very valuable. Okay. First, we can have just two questions. One by Shyam Gopesh Prabhu, another by Samdarshi Prabhu.
You are here or who is here?
Anyone, any of the team member can answer. No problem.
Yes. So it was very good presentation overall. But to me, because since this is very the recipient of this kind of care is identified, everybody may need a specific routine, culture, or maybe treatment or food. Everybody may have their own individualistic. So that part I thought little missing because each leader may have different kind of requirement. So I thought this is a generic solution you gave, but what if every leader need a separate kind of requirement?
Yes, Roji, that is, we know that every leader may have a dynamic need. That's why we have adequate resources. When we say adequate resources, we mean resources in terms of manpower. We have always seen that in our temple, we have a big IYF group as well. So that is always there to serve any senior leader, even if he or she is admitted in the hospital. We always have a devotee who is serving and then taking care even afterwards if they come to the temple and if they have a specific need in terms of their physical and dietary requirement. So that's how the adequate resources, which is one of the strengths in our temple, takes care of that aspect. Hope that answers.
Hare Krishna. Okay, good. So yes, one more question then.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have two questions. First of all, which are the broad areas which we want to cover? So why attentive listening is not covered in the this area of devotee care?
Because we are focusing on healthcare as a physical need. Mental and emotional is not what we're focusing. We're focusing on healthcare as a physical need.
Even the attentive listening also could have been there, like when when you're having association. Okay, fine. Okay. Next question. I didn't get that. Who's going to take care of all the responsibility of this health this, care. So I didn't get that during this slide.
Who is responsible?
So it is proposed that a healthcare committee will be formed for the temple, and then that healthcare committee will implement these things. And those three KRAs, there were three devotees mentioned, because as Damodar Prabhu said, if you just leave it to a committee, nothing happens. So there were these three devotees were identified who would drive those things. And Prabhuji, your question also, there obviously will be, just like anyone joins a gym. So then based on their BMI or based on various parameters, a specific program is tailor-made for them. So similarly here for diet as well as for exercise and for whatever healthcare is required, considering the target audience is limited in number. So a very tailor-made program can be created for each devotee. The whole point is to create a culture where this facility is available. Because right now everyone has to manage their own walk, they have to manage their own physiotherapy, they have to manage their own diet. So if there is a facility where there is a room dedicated for exercise, for yoga, earlier there used to be devotees used to go together to sun and sand. So they used to encourage each other to go, like Kapil Prabhu, various devotees. So if these things are brought back for the leaders, then what will happen is there will be a sense of encouragement also. There'll be a facility, and I will not have to fend for myself. So if I have, there, I just have to approach this, and the ecosystem is available to take care. So that's the goal of the committee.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you. So once again, I thank the team for making a nice presentation. So I would like to now invite some comments from first his guest Mukund Bada Prabhu and then Brajhari Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, important topic for devotees, especially when devotees join young, their body is very much, the flexibility limits are very high, so you can stretch a lot and get a lot of things happening. Usually, general case, you won't find any health challenges. A brahmachari in the age group of 25, 30, all our youth preachers are making devotees in the age group of 20s. Right after finishing the college, you join. Because immunity is very high, strength is so much, and the inspiration. You became a devotee in the beginning, it is like you can do anything actually. So, because there is a tendency to not so much care for the body, because our very philosophy starts with I am not this body. So if I am not this body, why I will put so much effort actually? But then it is not just body is material, but if that body can be used in service of Krishna, so that also becomes property of Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was performing his pastimes in Jagannath Puri, Sanatan Goswami actually came from Vrindavan. And when he traveled through the forest and all, he got infected with sores on his body. So from his body, a lot of pus was coming. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would meet him, he would embrace him actually. And Sanatan Goswami felt, wait a minute, my body is so contaminated. Mahaprabhu is getting his body contaminated, and he felt that he should not allow that. And he had a thought that it is better to give away this body by throwing in front of Lord Jagannath's cart. Lord Jagannath cart, if somebody dies, then they get immediately liberation back to Godhead. Easy way to back to Godhead. Anyway, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "What is this?" He said, "No." He said, "How can you think like that? Why? Because your body is not your body." Wait a minute. What is that? My body is not my body. He said, "That is my body. You are already surrendered to me, and that is my property. How can you give away the property which is somebody else's?" So your Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching is that your body is not even your property. So you can't just give trouble to the body. So in that sense, taking care of that body means actually you are taking care of actually Krishna's property. Your body, yeah, by the way. But then things cannot be stretched to too much, extreme limits. So much so that you don't care for anything else, only you care for the body. That is kind of another extreme. So you need to make a balance. So in such a way that you also care with the understanding and consciousness is that will help me to serve Krishna. That is the bottom line. So in that way, yes, taking care of the body is neglected most of the time because of so many reasons, lack of time and fanaticism in applying the philosophy in practical terms sometimes, etc. Not availability of facilities, another thing is also there. So in Jugu, there is nothing called not available. Including medical care facilities, sophisticated, advanced medical facility, everything is available. So if things are applied in the right sense, so this is very important because especially when somebody becomes the willingness to do it also, many things may be there. The devotee may not be willing to do out of whatever reason. So these are all several factors and balance has to be there between all of them. So the bottom line to keep is that how this can be useful in one service to Krishna so that Krishna will become happy, so Prabhupada will become happy. So with that basis, one has to work and a very nice presentation analyzing several aspects of this healthcare, which is one of the very, very important devotee care program. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Mukund Prabhu, for nicely showing and balancing. You said, Rachana said, take care of your body. Your body is not your body. Take care of your body as my property. So it's a very beautiful devotee care example you gave. But still, we should not become too bodily conscious also. Right? So we balance it very well. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sonapati.
Hare Krishna. So actually this devotee care seminar, we are thinking for last 5 years. Rabhadraman Prabhu, he was the first, I think he was the GBC representative for devotee care. So last 5 years, I said, when it will happen? And he told that he will come and do, but now he also tried to come here last 2-3 years, but finally he came here. So it is a good thing. Actually, very important thing is devotee. We see in our ISKCON, especially our Juhu, my experience is that although we are taking care of the devotees, their need, basic need, hospitalization, all these things, they're emotional, like people, uh, uh, we are not able to provide, sometimes many devotees hospitalized. And, we cannot able to provide people to serve them. And when many big leaders come, everybody comes to serve. So like that, many things are lacking. Otherwise, um, uh, basically here we have all the devotees, including Grihasthas and or brahmacharis, so, for sannyasi, everybody, we have uh, this what that program. We have insurance, health insurance program, medical insurance for everybody, and also sometimes another extreme thing is here because our prasadam is very opulent prasadam. Many feast and many day before yesterday I was talking to our devotees. You know, many people they want to donate for prasadam. But if you take heavy prasadam every day, you will you have to go to hospital. Because how long you can just because we are not doing much service here, means, like physical service. And if you go on eating, then it is very bad. So, so like that, some balance we have to do. But I didn't hear the all. You gave 2.5 days. So I have not seen, but I want to just go through the. If you have something I can read. So that will be better. And the last presentation, which our devotees gave, it was very nice for the leaders. Actually, I think our leaders are taken care very nicely. Because our leaders are taken care of very nicely, but we should take care of the rest of the devotees. Then it will be better. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Brajari Prabhu. You are always selfless, has been serving. I actually started this seminar yesterday morning by telling that how Hanuman Prabhu, who is one of the very senior devotees here in the temple, he mentioned that मैं छोड़ के जाने वाला था, ब्रजहरि प्रभु मेरे को बोले तुम रुक जाओ, I will take care of you. तो मैं रुक गया. Actually, yes.
One of our very senior devotee, he is a Grihastha, he was staying here, but due to some difficulties, he thought that I shouldn't stay here. So he packed, he just got a van and loaded everything. So then I just called Gopal Maharaj that this person is leaving. So he said, go and stop him. And we stopped. We didn't allow him to go. And then he again came back and just kept his luggage. So like that, we take care of the old devotees. Similarly, if anything, our younger devotees, I don't know much because I think we have a care team, but we can do more methodically, like Narottam Prabhu, gave the presentation, Nitai Madhav Prabhu. So if you can do it nicely, that is better. Hare Krishna.
You can also add, there was a devotee known as Vaninath Prabhu. He was more around 100 years, he was living. 104 years.
104
He
years.
came when he joined only, he was after 70, more than 70. He did take care of writing. Those days we used to write sloka with blackboard on the chalk piece. We are talking about late 80s and 90s. So he will do every day writing the sloka was his service. And he did some simple service, but when he became very old in his 90s, so he was accommodated in a guest house room, and a special servant was given, and until the end, he was taken care. And what about our Vaman Prabhu? Vaman Prabhu, he was very enthusiastic to pick some mangoes actually. He climbed a mango tree to pick some mangoes and to show his power also. Sometimes Lord Krishna does some pastime to please the gopis. I don't know whom he wanted to please, but at least He climbed the mango tree to pick the mango. He fell down. And he was so badly injured and he was hospitalized and we took a lot of care and still he is happy. Otherwise, his own Guru Maharaj came and said that, oh, these Jugu devotees are taking care of you nicely.
He, Bhaktachara Maharaj is Guru. Maharaj and myself, we went to see him. So he just came from the hospital. So Maharaj told that how much money you spend. I said about 12 lakhs rupees. Because about 10 years before it happened. So 12 lakhs is very big amount. Huh? So Maharaj told, I think no temple in India, they will spend like that. What do you?
Hare Krishna. So, yeah, actually, we got some really, nice case studies in the history of Juhu. Actually, we may not know them. Many of us may not know them because behind the scenes, the leaders have been actually extending their care for the devotees behind the scenes. So, but now in the right forum, we got to know, so many important case studies we can keep in mind. And therefore, this is one of the reasons that the devotee care, the community here has been flourishing, and therefore, and as Brajari said that uh, the leaders will be very pleased if we take care of uh, each other and encourage each other and support each other. Because the community is growing, they may not be able to know all the devotees. So the legacy they all have set, we have to continue so that each devotee receives due care ultimately so that he feels more inspired and encouraged to serve the mission of Guru and Krishna. So we don't want to pamper devotees here. We want to inspire them, encourage them with their devotional service, and they become really missionaries in this mission and imbibe the mood of our Acharya Srila Prabhupada. So thank you very much. You both have actually, we have been discussing over the last 2 days. This is one of the sweet fruits of the devotee care course. You both have come and given us your association and shared your realization. I'm very grateful to you. So I would just now, since we are in your presence, I would just like all the devotees to please turn towards, and we can also just a little bit turn here. Yeah, all of you can. All of you can just turn towards this side. Yeah, good. हाँ, 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 पास में थोड़ा सा पास में कीजिए. ओके, वो पानी का बॉटल वगैरह रख दीजिए. था ना यहाँ पे. Hare Krishna. Yeah, so all of you can just turn towards Brajari Prabhu, uh, Mukund Madhav Prabhu. Yeah, so in a short time, we will have the certificate distribution ceremony. We have this devotee care